moving down the highway free as I can be. Come on, little birdie, do you want to fly away with me? Born with wheels, wheels run around my brain. I was born with wheels, wheels run around my brain. If I don't get no wheels, you know it's gonna drive me insane. Gonna get a set of wheels, move 'em on down the road. Gonna get a set of wheels, move 'em on down the road. Gonna get me a car, you know I got a long way to go.
I guess this thing with wheels started the day I was born. And I've been hooked on cars ever since. You know how people say you can't remember anything that happens to you at a real early age? Well, I'll tell you, I can remember when I was just 8 months old and I got behind the steering wheel of a car for the first time. Yeah, no kidding. It was a real nice day, so I invited my parents to come along for the ride. I know Mom enjoyed getting out of the house for a while. I sure got a kick out of old Dad. I mean, the way he'd sit behind his own steering wheel and playing like he was the one who was really doing the driving. Yeah. I remember I felt like I really wanted to open her up, you know, to see what this thing would do. But with my parents in the car, I had decided to cool it. Wow, this is really a groovy set of wheels, and I could see Mom and Dad were really impressed with the way I handled the car. So I thought I'd show them how it cornered, too. Like a dream. And the visibility was out of sight. Well, I could practically drive it without hands. But there is one important thing I learned from my early driving experiences. You can't go very far without filling her up. Well, I guess it was here in nursery school that I first noticed there were other people like myself who dug cars. When you're turned loose in a room full of kids, you learn fast about traffic conditions and what other drivers are like. Take this one. Now, you know that someday she'll wind up in a traffic court. Not for running a signal, but for walking off with it. And you learn that most accidents happen on short trips, and that you should always use your seatbelts. See what I mean? Oh, yeah, and you find out about other driving dangers, too, like women drivers. Of course, there's lots of kids who go for the heavy stuff, like trucks and motor transport trailers. Well, this driver is learning fast that finding a parking place has just got to be the most important thing about being a car owner. And here we have a future auto mechanic figuring out what's wrong with your transmission, and also what he's going to charge you for the labor. Look at this kid. You just know he's going to be a Detroit car designer. Well, who else would put the wheels on backwards? A real genius. Ah, finally the old familiar scene. Who gets the use of the family car tonight? Well, they sure better decide before the car is totaled out. You know, once you've been turned on by wheels, well, you go through the whole bag. I mean, like kiddie cars, wagons, pedal cars, trikes, training bikes, sidewalk bikes, two-wheelers, and even skateboards. Then you get a little more hip with wheels at the slot car racing scene. Then comes the time you start to dig model car kits. I guess every kid sooner or later flips out over those scale models of the real cars. Wow. They've got dragsters, sports cars, show cars. Model A's, hot rods, dune buggies, you name it. They've got them all. And they all have one thing in common. On the box it says, easy to assemble. So you begin. Would you believe? First prize. From my folks. Then after graduating from model car kits, well, a lot of kids go in for the bigger stuff. You know, homemade do-it-yourself cars. Soapbox racers. They have these national competitions, or derbies, where each kid builds and races his own car. Of course, it's okay to get a little help from your dad, but you gotta watch out. Dad keeps saying over and over, they sure don't build them like they used to. Well, that was okay for Dad, but not for me. I knew exactly what kind of racing car I was gonna build. It's great to win, but this is the part I like to see. Over and over. Coasting downhill's okay, but that's kid stuff compared to racing with the real gasoline horsepower. I'm talking about go-karts. Wow, here's where the driving really gets heavy. Now here comes the real fun. Motorcycles. You know, I mean like mini bikes. With a pep talk from old Dad and some liquid refreshments from Mom, you head for where the action is, hill climbing. Well, who knows? A little patience and practice, well, you may become an expert, just like Dad here. That's wild. Let's face it, it's pretty hard to get around without a set of wheels. So, until you get your own driver's license, you just have to depend on mass transportation, furnished by good, old, dependable Mom. Well, by the time you get to high school, it's easy to understand why nearly everybody signs up for a class they call driver training. This is where we're supposed to learn the rules of good driving. So we're all assigned a driver training car, or a simulator. Anyway, we're supposed to react to a film. It's projected on a screen. It shows us all kinds of traffic situations, any kind. Well, how about that? This thing's even got seat belts. And behind the wheel, all the controls are for real. It's just like in a real car. And you got your choice of stick or automatic. There's a standard ignition system. It lights up, and here's your emergency brake, accelerator, speedometer works, brake, clutch, turn indicator, right, left. Well, look at that. Even an outside mirror. Oh, yeah, and then there's this instructor who runs the projector. This thing's hooked up to this really weird machine. whatever you do in your simulator, like, accelerate, steer, brake, all that stuff, it's recorded on this machine. At the end, your final score is punched out automatically on an individual card. Wow, it's really wild. Well, anyway, when everything's all set, the man flips on the projector switch. Pow! Feels just like you're driving on your own. It's the real thing.
During this film program, you will find yourself in real-life driving situations that you will face when you are ready to drive your own car. Now proceed cautiously into traffic. Remember, you are legally responsible for obeying all traffic laws. Did you brake gradually? Now signal and turn left. Now, signal for a right turn. Proceed when safe. Did you anticipate a car cutting in front of you? Beware of a ball rolling in the street. It usually means a child darting into traffic. Resume speed. A careful driver is alert to every problem of driving he may encounter. Keep an eye out for children on their bikes. A common hazard is a door opening into the flow of traffic. Learn to recognize this danger, but don't panic. Relax. In city driving, be on the lookout for any unusual situation and adjust accordingly. Did you see the bank robbery? Did you notice how much money was stolen? Did you get their license number? Resume speed.
Prepare to change lanes. Try to keep up with the flow of traffic. Brake quickly, steer right. Enter a superhighway at a speed comparable to the speed of the vehicles already on it. Merge with the moving traffic. Continue on. Accelerate and move into passing lane. Turn right onto the highway. Turn left. Maintain a safe following distance. Notice the oncoming traffic. Avoid driving too fast. Proceed only when it's safe to do so. Change lanes. Resume speed. Select the lane best suited to your speed. Passing another car requires special caution. Proceed only when it's safe to do so.
Did you signal for a complete stop?
Well, let's face it. Before you drive a car, you got to get a license. So, sooner or later, you end up at the Department of Motor Vehicles. Yeah, it's a pretty freaky place. Everybody's standing in line. I guess this is the line I'm supposed to be in. Well, I never figured there'd be so many people down here. I don't know why I thought I was the only one to be getting a driver's license today. Well, when I finally got to the window, this guy asked to see my certificate showing I completed driver's training. What did he say? I guess everything was okay, because he handed me a driver's information sheet to fill out. Of course, as soon as you fill it out, you got to get back in line again. You know, there's just got to be an easier way to get your license, instead of all this standing around and waiting in line. Ah, but you sure feel good when your turn finally comes. Oh, no. In this line, you turn in all the forms and they take your money. And they sure know how to shake you up, don't they? Anyway, you give them the money. Then they hand you a driver's license application form, and they show you where to sign. But your parents got to sign, too. Well, this is it. The written driver's questionnaire. This is a spot. I guess that's okay. It's kind of hard to concentrate. Little things bug you. Like this guy who knows all the answers. And this chick who thinks I'm trying to copy her paper. Oh, yeah. And there's this official who keeps his eye on everything. Let's see, where was I? Oh, no, gee. I'll never get my license. You may cross over a double line on the road to pass another car if the line on your side is a solid yellow line, is a solid white line, a broken line. I guess I better mark this one. Well, I finally finished the written test. And guess what? Back in line again. This next guy corrects your paper. I messed that one up. Darn it, I knew I should have changed that one. Can't be that bad. Well, it looks like I really blew it. Now I'll never get my license. Hey, looks like I passed after all. Now for the eye test. Okay, let's start with the left eye. O, Z, E, P. Hey, what? Now my right eye. What? Now for the light show. Too much. Next comes the fingerprints. Well, I guess I was lucky. I passed all the written stuff. Now comes the driving test. And here's where you meet your examiner. Dum-da-dum-dum. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. But when you start the driving test, it feels like you've never been in a car before. What really shakes you is when this guy starts checking out your car. I don't know. I guess he wants to make sure no one's stolen the hubcaps or something. Then when he gets inside and starts that pencil scratching, wow, that really gets to you. Steady.
Check your lights, please.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, no.
Demonstrate arm signals, please.
Sorry, sir.
Try your directional signals, please. Start your engine, please. Back into the opening between the poles, please.
Oh, no.
Now pull out into traffic and turn right, please. At the first signal, we'll turn left, please.
Thought I did that pretty good. What's he writing now? Does he have to keep scratching with that pencil?
At this corner, we turn right, please.
Congratulations. You passed.
Smile. The day my driver's license came in the mail, I was practically speechless. But I do remember the first thing I said. Dad, can I borrow the car?
All right, boy, let's get a few things straight, huh? Your schoolwork comes first. Now, if your grades drop off, no car, understand? Remember, insurance costs plenty. Drive carefully, obey all the traffic laws. I don't want any lawsuits, you got that? Don't be a show-off or a smart aleck by driving recklessly, or you'll be grounded. You follow me? And no girl stuff, see? Both hands on the wheel, both eyes on the road. Is that clear? So, yes, and one thing more. I expect you to chip in for gas and oil.
Wow. This is it, the day I've been waiting for. My first solo drive.
May I see your driver's license, please?
With millions of cars and drivers in the world, it's easy to see why there's so many car magazines. But they really come in handy when you're trying to decide what kind of car you'd like to own someday. Who knows, you may decide to play it cool at the beach with a dune buggy. If you dig total speed, then you watch those dragsters at the drag strip. 0 to 200 in under 8 seconds. Wow. And for instant kicks, the sports car racing scene really grooves. If you want to get zapped, try the demolition derby. The last car to keep running picks up the money. It's kind of weird, but while some guys are destroying cars, other guys are building them. Well, I'm talking about the custom car designers. Guys who put a lot of time and money into things like a 500 horsepower dune buggy. all this work pays off when your dream car is displayed at a hot rod auto show. And here's where you see the real stuff. There's something for everybody. The uniform of the day is a jacket with your car club emblem. And if you don't own a jacket, you can have a t-shirt painted with a special design while you wait. These custom show cars have to stand pretty rugged inspection. Some spectators check out every nut and bolt. A lot of guys are here just to get ideas for their own cars. You know, some people think you're out of it if you don't chrome your engine and exhaust system. But others, well, they're more interested in what's under the car. But all these show cars do have one thing in common. It's okay to look, but don't touch. Of course, the big thing now is the Custom Car Fashion Show, complete with beautiful models. The show starts with our dune buggy, designed especially for sand drag racing fans. It's got light wire wheels in front and specially designed rear tires for traction in the sand. The rear-mounted engine and chrome fuel injection unit is out of sight. This bomb will do 140 miles per over the sand dunes. Is that wild? Now, this one is really something. Would you believe a milk wagon car? The finish is metal flake paint over a fiberglass body with a supercharged fuel injection engine. Oh, yeah. It's the only car that gives you 4 quarts to the gallon, too. Now, here's a real crowd grabber. This is the winner of America's Most Beautiful Roadster Award 2 years in a row. Check this wild interior. Fingertip control panel for all the accessories. How about that? Now, this car is a neat sight at any car show. Just check those 2 powerful engines, mounted side by side. Those 2 engines put out over 1,000 horsepower. Now, are you ready for this? They call it the Mobile Comfort Station Wagon, and it's just loaded with antique goodies. Dig these authentic 19th century gold-plated door handles. Look at these traditional American coach lamps. Well, it looks like a Model T, but it's got a 400 horsepower V8 engine. Look out. Hey, how about these handy gold-plated accessories? Tire jack, tools, and utility trouble lamp. And what about this antique picture frame windshield? Is that crazy? I really don't think you'll find this car coming off any assembly line. Well, anyway, if you can't afford one of those custom cars, well, maybe the next best thing is to settle for a custom paint job. Like a fancy lacework finish, complete with a matching stripe. Now, here's something else. The scroll finish. It kind of has the casual look. Anything goes. Bubble painting, flames, gallops, fogging, blending. But the main thing is, you enjoy a car a lot more if it suits your own personal taste. I mean, it's sort of creative, almost like an artist who paints on canvas. Well, I guess there's no limit to how far you can go in dressing up a car. I mean, like, take a look at these entries in a car decorating contest held at Disneyland. Are they wild? But let's get down to the gritty. Most cars roll out of the factory with plain old dull paint jobs. So, a lot of guys who want a custom look for their cars, well, they take them to a professional striper. You've got your choice of stripes. There's the single stripe, the heavy stripe, the double racing stripe, and the extra fancy stripe. Striping a car is a real art. The paint's got to be mixed just right, so it'll flow evenly from the brush. You hold the brush kind of like a pencil, using the little finger as a guide. Now, here's the start of a double racing stripe. The secret is to keep an even pressure on the brush and to hold the hand steady. And you gotta make sure the paint isn't too thick or it'll gum up the brush. There, you see? It's as soon as you start adding stripes to a car, well, it just begins to take on a personality, and it...
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Uh-oh, look out. Now, you gotta admit it. If a guy doesn't have wheels, he's got a problem. After all, there's only so many basic ways to get around. You can walk. You can use the old thumb. Take a bus. Find a friend who's got a car. Grab a taxi. Rent a car. Or you can use the family's car. You know, driving the family car is okay, but always having to ask your folks for a car, it just becomes a drag after a while. I think a guy's just got to have his own set of wheels. You know, girls and dates and stuff like that. So I figured it was time to buy my own car. Well, the first thing I did was to check out the bulletin boards around town to see if there were any bargains. Then next, I went through the used car classified ads in the newspapers. Finally, I decided to watch the used car commercials on the tube.
Hi, folks. Speed Fallon here from Mighty Misdemeanor Motors, blowing my own horn for these wonderful car values for you, the car buying public, right here with Courteous Salesman, the home of volume dealing. Don't forget, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, we're right here with these wonderful TV specials for you, the car buying public. Now, stop right into these and many other wonderful cars right here at Mighty Misdemeanor Motors. Here is a very wonderful number, a four-door sedan in that ever-popular Sandstorm beige. Don't forget, folks, this original factory air in the tire. This wonderful car can be used for $99 down, $99 per month, 99 months, folks. It's right there, savings pass on to you, the car buying public. Come in and shop and save at Mighty Misdemeanor Motors. Now, friends, here's a very beautiful car and beautiful convertible in two-tone rust with new wiring throughout. New wiring throughout, folks. It's got new wiring holding the motor, new wiring holding the hood, new wire just came up to the front seat. Now, don't forget, call me, Speed Fallon, right here at KL on your dial. That's Clunker 11313. If I'm not at that number, you'll get me right here at SY for Sylvia 382436. Now, don't forget our wonderful gold warranty on each and every car sold by Mighty Misdemeanor Motors. If anything goes wrong in the first 5 miles or 2 minutes, whatever comes first, bring it right back, folks, and we'll fix it free of charge to you, the car buying public. Absolutely no charge whatsoever except for parts, labor, and towing. Now, the official Blue Book says this car should sell for $19.99. On Misdemeanor Motors, we say $39.99, folks. No job is too small with a criminal record 5 miles long. No job whatsoever. Stop it. You can drive on a beautiful beautiful executive model in 5 minutes. And don't forget, folks, only at Giant Mr. Mean Motors is each and every car on a wonderful lot here, assuring you the car buying public of perfect quality cars run through our reconditioning plant, which assures you custom front seat grease, lint upholstering, doors closed, new bumper hinge, hubcap switch, new carbon install, and the trunk rifle. And don't forget, folks, at Mr. Mean Motors, we're so honest, the speedometers are actually set forward. Now, folks, there's a beautiful car. We're cleaning these out as the new models come in, folks. There's a wonderful custom upholstering right there. And don't forget, you get your choice of engines with this wonderful automobile here. You get a 327, a 429, a 519, a 721, or an 891. Now, don't forget, folks, right here, been gone through our only factory reconditioning plant here. Gone through completed with 5 new tire valves installed, ground sirloin in the transmission and rear end. And don't forget, there with 4 whoopee cushions installed front and rear, headlight wicks trimmed, and the fan belt polished. For you, the car buying public, right here. No detail is too small to be overlooked at Mighty Mr. Motors. Now, here's the hard-to-get luxury model. Hard-to-get luxury model. This is the one with the electric vulgometer, the Granite power irrigator, vinyl glove box interior, low-pressure tires, and custom cardboard trim. And features a wonderful wraparound windshield and also features the very wonderful wraparound hood. Now, for you compact buyers with small families, a wonderful car, a beautiful car, a real cream puff with loads of extras. Look at that tinted glass, custom top, custom roof. Don't forget, folks, for the next 15 minutes, this car is on sale to you, the car buying public. Remember, stock number 129-387-5236, 59231. That's area code 912, folks, and that's phone number 781-2365, zip code 512. And now remember this. Oh, the cars are always cleaner, and the cars are always cleaner, so deal with misdemeanor today. Yes, sir, folks, speed felon for Mighty Mr. Mean Motors at the sign of the giant utility pole. Don't forget, don't go elsewhere and save it. Come right here at the big savings corner of Rhodomontade Boulevard and Billingsgate Avenue. Thank you.
Wow. Well, then I decided maybe the best way to find a good used car was to just go out and look for myself. You know, follow the flags and the gimmicks and eyeball a few cars close up.
Psst. Psst. Hey, buddy, over here. Hey, you looking for a good deal? Well, this is it, you know. Yeah, I got 4 new retreads, got a new paint job, and I've had a complete motor overhaul.
Oh, yeah, that one's had a lot of work done because it was totaled out. Now, if you really want a good deal, take a peek under my hood. My engine is so clean, you can eat off it.
Now, don't listen to that oil pumper. It's got a clean engine, but a leaky rear end. Now, look, kid, if you want a real cream puff, right this way, huh? And don't pay any attention to the price tag. I can be had for a lot less. You dig, huh?
Look, buddy, if you're through shopping around and really want to get more for your money, your worries are over. But hurry. I'm going fast.
Well, after checking out the Detroit irons, I went over and looked at some of those little import jobs.
Hey, Paisano, come here. You looking for a car? A Ferrari? A Maserati? That's me.
Achtung! Are you just shopping or are you ready to buy? We have ways of finding out, you know.
Mon chéri, don't look any further. I could give you everything you want. Ours would be a beautiful love affair, mon petit.
Well, anyway, after I finally decided on the car I wanted, I was ready to close the deal.
Congratulations, son. You just bought yourself a car.
Wow. I never thought I'd be owning my own car at 16.
16? 16? You can't buy a car. You're a minor. It ain't legal. You gotta get your parents' consent, boy.
Well, boy, I'm glad you came to me. After all, what's an old man for if he can't give his own son the benefit of his experience, huh? It's a good thing we understand each other, eh, son? Now, what kind of car do you have in mind, boy? Something dependable, I'll bet. A car you can trust, huh? Ain't that right, son?
Yeah, I guess so. You see, Dad, what I really had in mind was something with a 396, a 4-speed, and chopped roof, and mag wheels, and...
Oh, you mean something mechanically sound yet practical, like a car with a magneto jump spark ignition, a honeycomb radiator, brass lamps.
No, that's not what I meant. I was thinking about something that's got dual quads, a tack, rally packet,
Tire vulcanizer,
fuel injected,
Boyd motor meter,
supercharger,
Jiffy self-starter,
transistorized ignition,
4-wheel brakes,
header,
leather
spoiler,
face cone
roll
clutch,
bars, dual
flax and
quads,
horn,
tack, rally. Well, as usual, Dad and I couldn't quite agree. So we compromised. He talked me into buying Uncle Harry's old convertible for $35. It wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but my friends seemed to dig it. And besides, Dad told me it'd look a lot better once I had it washed. Dad was right. The car did look better after a wash job. And so did my friends, I guess. Having your own set of wheels is groovy, all right, but as you get older, things change. You soon find out that the big car scene isn't the most important thing in your life. There are other things, you know, like when you dig some special chick. I mean, well, you know, love. Well, it happens to a lot of people. It's nothing new. It's been happening for a long time. Except today. Today, when you feel this love thing, well, you show it by running through a field in slow motion.
The film you have just seen is imaginary. Only the traffic is real.